Good evening, my friends. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm Sentient Dessert, and we're going to be doing some exploring and learning as a paladin tonight. Well, as a gladiator that turns into a paladin. You plant the little gladiator seed, and it eventually turns into paladin. Things up. Alrighty. So, we are here. We are standing in Aleport. We have to go speak to somebody at the Drowning Wench now. Now, for those of you just joining and unfamiliar with this, this is a playthrough for game mechanics, for learning different things. There's going to be no story being looked at in this. So if you want to try the game out, you can experience the story yourself. That is what I feel is important for this game. I mean, you can skip forward, get yourself a high-level character instantly, but you're going to miss a lot, especially learning how to play and learning how to deal with mechanics. And that was apparent today with something that I was shown by some of my free company friends. So, yeah. We're gonna be learning. This is low level learning, so every time a new skill gets added, as we level, I'll explain what it does, which I probably should have done last session. I'll go over the skills after we get the point. You know what? We can do it right now. Action. So you have the your basic attack. It sets up the chain for Riot Blade, which will eventually go into Rage of Halone. You have Fight or Flight, which is a cooldown that increases your physical damage by 25% for 25 seconds. Total Eclipse, which is useful for area of effect or attacking multiple enemies at the same time. If you're pulling in a dungeon, that is going to be something you're going to be using a lot. Shield Bash, it's the wonderful stun that I learned yesterday. You actually have to have a shield equipped to use. No, go figure. Iron Will, this is your tank stance. You will generate more threat, more enmity if you use this. Shield Lob, it is the Paladin's ranged attack. Basically, chuck your shield at them. You don't lose it, it's just an attack. Rage of Halone is the third in chain for the attacks, and that will eventually get increased in power as you level. But it's good to do the chain between Fast Blade, Riot Blade, then Rage, because if you look, combo potency goes up. You can look in the lower right-hand corner. Basic damage is 100. If you attack as the combo, it goes up to 300. So triple the attack damage, and then with Rage, it's very similar. And Riot Blade, after hitting a certain level, not going to tell me. You will start generating mana with each hit, which matters when you're a paladin. But then you have Sentinel, which is a damage-reducing skill exclusive to Paladin and Gladiator. Really useful if you... it's a cooldown. You pop it when you're taking a lot of damage. And then Circle of Scorn, one of my favorite skills. It's an AoE, point-blank AoE around you that adds a dot to everybody. So that is good for threat generation as well. Alright. For the roll, Rampart, damage mitigation, decreases damage by 20% for 20 seconds. Low Blow is a non-global cooldown stun, which can be useful in some fights. Provoke. Provoke, it's your taunt. Basically say, hey you, pay attention to me. Doesn't always work. It works in dungeons as a means of pulling. It will not work in the world map as a pull, because it has to have a threat established, and if you are not the person that initiated the combat, then you won't be able to taunt off of that person unless that person dies and you gain control of the enemy that you're fighting. On my screen, it's red and purple. Red means that I hit it first, purple means somebody else hit it first. So that's something to pay attention to as well. Interject, basically interrupt, silence, whatever you want to call it. Reprisal, very good if you are dealing with its damage mitigation. It decreases the damage that enemies do. Arm's length prevents you from being pulled in or knocked back. In most cases, there are some boss fights, some enemies that it doesn't matter. You'll get pulled or knocked back. And Shirk is good if you are tanking with somebody else. You can give your threat to them. So that is good for raids and whatnot if you are not main tank. Traits, tank mastery, these will unlock more as I level. Alright, so those are the basics for Gladiator. Their skills. Let's go continue and do a couple more dungeons tonight. And if I could... Right. Hope that you're all having a good evening tonight. It's not been an eventful day, but it has been a good day. I had myself a wonderful dream. I use a lot of my dreams as story inspiration. So I was able to wake up, remember a lot of it, and write it down. And we are going to be getting into this shortly. I apologize for a small hiccup here. So, turning in the quests and skipping everything. We will probably hit 25 tonight, and I will do the paladin quests for that. Now, remember when playing these games not to harass anybody. That's like basic common sense, but also etiquette. You don't want to ruin other people's gaming experiences, just like you wouldn't want somebody to ruin yours. So that's my advice on that. Where are we going? Gridania. And I remembered to get that. Here's a ticket since that's expensive. That actually feels really expensive. I wonder if they adjusted the teleport rate for players that have. Let's register it. Or do I need to do it as the free? I have to do it as the free, don't I? Yeah, we want to remove that. Oh! Oh, that's right. Never mind. I'm forgetting stuff. What it is that if you have the two-step verification, you can register a place to travel that will be free. You can teleport there for free. And then there's the favored, which is discounted teleport. Alright. Other Mion. Sometimes the new quest will not appear immediately. Don't freak out, it's just your data is being updated. Speak with the Quivermen at the entrance of the Tam Tara Deepcroft. So I learned something really cool about the naming conventions for some of the things like the Tam Tara Deepcroft or the Elder Seedseer's name and all of the people that are of the Fulljaw, the race that the Elder Seedseer is. They're the naming way that they name the creatures is not the creature, but it's based in an actual language like almost everything else in this game. I can't remember the tribe, but the northern Japanese group of people that are largely centered in Hokkaido. The way that things are named are done in the same tradition that their language has for names. So there's some interesting fact there that was not expressed as well as I probably should have or could have. Come on, let me up. Let me up! Okay, go to the next one. Said we'll go to the next one, and I promptly do not make the jump. While we are running, we're going to join another guild test because with my throat. So we'll be doing some of the guild tests, which they are good for low-level characters. You can do them as much as you want, but you get a bonus experience for the first time you do it on most classes. I think the ones that you don't get any credit for are the newer jobs like Dancer and Red Mage and whatnot. These are happy little creatures that are perfectly okay with me just walking by. And we get here, and I think we've got some undead. Yep, got some creatures that are going to be like, hey, I want to stab you. I think I'm well above their level. Nope, I'm not above the level needed. Okay. Right. Now into the Tamtara Deepcroft. So we are going to open the binder, withdraw. Open the binder again. Tamtara Deepcroft. Now it is just the waiting game. Get any experience and it aggroed on me. Not nice of them. So while waiting for the dungeon queue, you can look for fates to do. Fates are... Fates stand for something. Something active time event. Fate. Nope. So I apparently haven't unlocked the active help for Fate. But Fates are a good source of experience as well. Leveling is so much easier now than it used to be. I think in trying to get to the same spot, it would have taken more than one session, more than 1 or 2 sessions. If you're really dedicated, you can go from 1 to 50 in a day. Know what you're doing. Oh, this is the one that goes up. Yep, it's the one up there. I may not make it in time. I won't make it in time. One more. And I got a hit. So I will get bronze for this. The fun thing is, you come up these stairs, pay attention to the level of the guards in the area. Because that will tell you what level you should be to be in that area. So at the bottom, it's a newbie zone, but at the top of the stairs, it's not. Level 35. I could not even attempt to kill something right now. Well, I could, I'd just die. It looks like we're just waiting for a healer right now. Max level currently is 80 in the game. But you can be max level on every job. You've got the combat classes, and then you've got the crafting and gathering classes. There are currently, do the quick math, 18 classes that you can get up to level 80. And if I'm not mistaken, that's going to go up to level 90 in the expansion that's coming out November. And they're adding jobs? 3. I think they're just adding 2 new jobs. But welcome in, Fletchendary. Welcome to the learning stream. This is the Tamtara Deepcroft. I must say, it's one of my... It was actually the first dungeon I ever did. because I got to run through this place during beta. It was a completely different dungeon then. Always turn on tank stance if you're the tank. Not going to be doing big pulls because the it uses job and class kind of interchangeably. Job is... Class is the basic thing. Like, I'm a gladiator right now. My class is gladiator, but I'll become a paladin, which is the job. Later jobs did not have a starting class. So for everything up to ninja, there's a starting class that you learn on. And then the others are, I guess you could call them more advanced jobs. But yes, I am, you are able to multi-class. My main character is 80 across the board and everything but Blue Mage. Blue Mage is sort of a, I want to call it a novelty class, but it's more of side quest material class. It's basically Blue Mage is its own minigame in this. So, things to pay attention to when running the dungeons. Keep your awareness about you, because you might have wandering monsters like this guy came up from behind. I've run this place easily 100 times, so most stuff will not surprise me. You don't need to explore everything, but there are chests that have low-level items in them occasionally, like potions and whatnot. Square seems to have started to, well, if you want to try it out, there is a free trial that you can play. The free trial, you're capped at, now, okay, Lobo right there, Lobo did the smart thing. They got aggro and they immediately ran over to me. I was already on top of it, but if you're a DPS, you get aggro, run to the tank. That is... anyways, getting distracted by many things. There is a free trial. In the free trial, you won't be able to send whispers, send tells to anybody. You won't be able to join a free company. You will not be able to go past level 50, I think it is. So it basically, they put in a bunch of restrictions so that, you know, the people that are trying to violate terms of service by trading in-game money for real-world money can't use free accounts for that. So, yeah, it's a free trial. You can find out if you like it before you buy it, because I know it's not for everybody, but it's... Oh, the story is amazing. I'm not doing the story on these streams because this is mainly for teaching. Dodge out of the area of effect. Frontal cone attack. I've said it before, and I'm going to keep saying it. When an attack like that cone comes out, you move out of it until the red goes, until the area goes away, and then you can move back. And sometimes doing that movement is critical for avoiding other things. Oh yeah, you can definitely continue if you reach the level that you can continue with the free trial after if you decide you want to buy the game. Yes. Sorry, I was trying to word it in my head and it wasn't coming out right. Let's give the healer a little bit to work for. Oh, somebody pulled. I think I tabbed. So this is where we're going to pop cooldowns, because that is a lot of damage that's going to be coming my way. I'm going to start stunning everything too. So, for anybody that's listening, I don't know if my chat's coming up on my screen, because I thought I set it up like that, but the question was, if you hit the level cap, can you continue playing with the same character after buying the game? And the answer is yes. You don't need to make a new character. I'll run through so that you can stab him in the back. As DPS, you have higher chance to hit while standing behind. Some classes like Lancer / Dragoon or Pugilist / Monk have position based, where you will deal more damage if you're behind or standing to the side of them. But these low-level dungeons, most of them are not, most of them just basically teach you how to play. Teach you how to do the dungeons, introduce some mechanics. Like the boss, the final boss in this area, has some fun mechanics. And since everybody in the party is not, is playing as their class, not their job, they're all relatively new players, so we're going to be able to go through the actual mechanics probably. Okay. Can I stun this guy? I can. Okay. But definitely, I wholeheartedly recommend the game. I've been playing since beta of 1.0. So that was back... The history of the game is kind of funny. They, Square kind of outsourced the development of Final Fantasy XIV in the beginning. And then, when the game was virtually unplayable for a lot of people, they decided, you know what, we should redo this. So they took the servers down. Nope, I've got something better. They took the servers down and reworked the game, and 2.0 came out a few years later. And that is what the current iteration is. 2.0 is A Realm Reborn, and it picks up 5 years after the events of 1.0. And if you watch the intro to the game, either on YouTube or when you load up the game, you will see basically the culmination of 1.0, the end story at that point. And it's definitely worth watching. It's nice because if you start playing the game on computer, but you don't have access to your computer and you've got a PS5, you can play it on the PS5. I think PS4 support is still there and will be for at least another year or two because of the scarcity of PlayStation 5s. But most of my friends play on PlayStations or yeah, most of them play on PlayStations. So if you're pulling stuff, and you got ranged attackers, try to pull everything back to the ranged attackers. They won't follow you, and you can lose threat if somebody's attacking it. At this low level, it's really hard for a tank to lose threat. Even if somebody in the party was extremely well geared. Because if I came in here as a level 80, I would have probably about 100 more hit points, because the stats on the gear get diminished, but they aren't entirely erased. So you still get bonuses if you've got better gear. And I will be honest, having to run a lot of the low-level dungeons, you don't have a lot of skills. We got a reprisal, though. You don't have a lot of skills at low level, so you will have to change your playstyle if you are playing a high-level character that comes into a low-level dungeon. Okay, they changed magic points in this game, mana, whatever you want to call it, to every class has a base 10,000. Because they were having difficulty trying to balance it out between the classes, because black mages mana usage is different than say a white mage or a scholar or a red mage. So they went with a 10,000 base for all classes so that it's less complex math every time they try to balance something out. So the reason I have that is because Squaresoft went with an easy route. And all the skills will have base costs across the class. The Paladin will get a heal later on that initially costs 4,000, and after they hit a certain level it becomes 2,000 to cast. Nope, it's just, it's flat. Nothing affects how many magic points you have, how much mana you've got. There are, what is it? Spirit. Oh no, they got rid of Spirit. Spirit used to be the, what gave you, regen. Maybe it's not showing it because I am not... No, they got rid of it. Okay, so you also have base regen, it looks like. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the usage amounts will... They will not change as you level up unless you get specifically a skill for your class that lowers the cost or something like that. Like, as I mentioned, the Paladin's mana usage goes down 2,000 for the heal. Oh. We get to boss reveal. Wait for everybody to get across the purple line. Okay, so this boss, I will explain as we go through it. I'm just checking to make sure that people in the party know fight. Okay. Okay, this boss will do a point-blank AoE, so I kind of want to drag him over to the side. But he's going to tether out to an enemy, and that enemy has to die before he can be damaged again. So basically, he's using his minions as a shield. Assume the more spell-focused classes would have better ways to reduce usage. It's not necessarily the usage, there are ways to replenish the mana. That you have to, what's the word I'm looking for? Ads will spawn in this fight. And you can pick them up. Make sure that they do go after the healer, because they will. The various classes, like Red Mage, Black Mage, White Mage, have their own ways of replenishing mana. That's what we were waiting for. Run away. Red's gone. Go back in. So, with the Black Mage, they have, they go between two different aspects. Fire and ice. When they're under fire, they do not regenerate mana at all. When they're under ice, it's dramatically increased. So you can get off something like 3 or 4 castings of fire, and then you switch over to the ice aspect, get off 3 casts of that, and then switch back. And ice doesn't do as much damage as fire, so you have to constantly be going back and forth and paying attention. I'm gonna get hit by that. I was typing. I'd say the one dungeon that's going to screw with a lot of people is going to be the other one in here, Hawk Manor. Because you start out on the first floor, and then you clear that, you get the boss, and then you go to the basement, and then you go to the second floor. Alright, so that was Tamtar Deepcroft. It's really short. I mean, we got through it in under 20 minutes. But yeah, the spell focus classes. So the classes that are available from the beginning are Gladiator, Marauder, Pugilist, Lancer, Rogues, Archer, Thaumaturge, Arcanist, and Conjurer. So, well, Rogue is not one of the starting classes, but you can get it, like, really quickly. In 99% of the cases, you are safe after the visual disappears. There are a few bosses where they were trying to break the break that thing, but it didn't go over very well, so it's still there for those bosses. So unless you're in those particular fights, just go about it normally. And there are also modifiers to that as well. Um, for instance, I mean, it's a level 80 raid, but in Eden, there is a countdown that is put on some of the skills. So you will get like an AoE around you, but there will be a timer attached to it as well. So the AoE will disappear, but the timer will still be counting. So you don't want to be standing near somebody that's got the timer going on them. Um, so yeah, they like to change it up. They like to make things a little bit more difficult for players, but it without the difficulty, where's the fun in doing a lot of the fights? Uh, to answer the second part of that question, you don't have to wait for the animation to play. As soon as the red disappears, in the majority of them, you can move back in, and in some fights, you want to move back in immediately. Because, let's see. I can show you better on my other character, but that would take a little bit of time to get something going. Um, there are fights where there will be multiple instances of the AoE marker on the ground, and you'll usually want to go into the one that's got the most recent one that appeared, and then wait for one of the others to disappear, and then move into that location. So basically, just dodging out of it as it's moving. And there will be fights where there are no ground markers. They've been doing that a lot in the end game for Shadowbringers. You'll get a warning about the attack, but there will be no indicator on the ground. Which I can tell you is kind of disconcerting at times. Alright, we're going back to Ul'dah. But I'm doing these streams and these videos as a means of trying to teach people how to play, and having the questions there is great. I appreciate your presence. So thank you for asking questions. I mean, if you look at all these players, they've got the little green sprout next to their name. That means that they are a newly created character with less than 80 hours played. You're gonna go in a moment. Final question. Most daunting things for someone who isn't used to traditional MMOs? The hotkeys on the bottom. Okay, you can set up your own hotkeys however you want. I have mine set up like this because it's easier for me. And enter into the system menu. What is it? System configuration? No, it's character. No, it's here. Play sound, mouse. There's a setting in here somewhere that allows you to change. I just don't remember where it is. But you can map anything to the keys however you want. Like, the The second bar is normally done to Alt, I think, but I've got it shifted over to left shift. And basically everything can be customized in this game. In my first video, I went through everything and talked about it in depth. So, the hotbars, the key configurations, everything like that, don't let it daunt you. It's something that it's no longer on VOD, it's on YouTube right now. Same username. I will let me grab a link if you are interested real fast. Let's on, where is it? Wow, I didn't realize I had so many. I will try to get. I can't find the first video. But I will. That's frustrating. That is frustrating. Maybe I listed it as private. Let me change accounts and check really fast. Yeah, it was listed as private. That's why. Okay. This should be video. Let's see if it'll pull up. Nope, it's not going to pull up. Okay. I'm not happy with that. Why is that not working? Like that. Freaking video. There we go. Okay. So, there's the link. I go over everything in depth in the menus, so if you want to look at that, that's there. Sorry it took so long to get. I didn't realize that that was an unpublished video. Thank you. That is probably a very good thing. Catching that. Alright, let's get to the third duty. But no, don't be daunted by any of the menus or anything like that. It's a lot to learn, but it doesn't throw it all at you at once. I've been watching somebody else learning, and I've been helping them as best I can with if they've got like major questions. So I'm more than willing to help. That's why I'm doing these videos, is because there are people that doing these streams and videos is new players all the time. And it helps to point out the various things that can help. So, you have a wonderful day, Fletchendary. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for the questions. I appreciate it. Copper Bell. We can actually teleport there, can't we? You're welcome. Take care. I need to move the chat. Now, early on in the game, you will be using your sprint a lot. Because you will not get your... I don't think the quest becomes available until about level 21, but you also have to progress the main storyline to get the ability to get your mount. Gotta kill the bomb. And the Copper Goblin. And this is one of those games that you don't lose anything by helping others kill something. You run by and somebody's fighting something and you're like, hey, they look like they could use some help. You can hop off and help them. They won't lose credit for for getting help. Bomb. We're going to talk to Stone Torch, and then we're going to go into a dungeon. Now, these starter dungeons have some different conventions than the later ones. The later ones fit to the formula. The formula being, there will be 3 bosses with trash in between the bosses. These early ones, they kind of had a few, like, minor puzzles in them. I kind of like, but they kind of went by the wayside for the just rush through because it's easier to design a level that is cookie cutter. We are going to enter the Copper Bell Mines. And in order to keep additional content coming out in the game, there are hard modes of a lot of these early dungeons that you can do at level 50, level 60, level 70, and you basically just revisit the dungeon at a later point in the timeline of the game. Because while you, as the player, exist outside of the linear flow of time in the game, there is a linear flow of time in the game. I think it's something like between the beginning of 2.0 and where we are in Shadow Walker, Shadowwalker? Shadowbringer. Where we are, Endwalker, Shadowbringer, yeah. Where we are in, I think it's like 12 to 16 months have passed. So it's like a lot has happened in a short amount of time. Yeah, that's a name that can probably get reported. And it's not difficult to get the mount when you hit the point and you get the quest that allows you to get the mount. You just have to collect a bunch of items. Copper Bell Mines. In we go. Welcome to Copper Bell Mines. I haven't watched these videos since they allowed the ability to auto skip them. First thing, as the tank, always check and make sure that your stance is on. Because when you get level synced, so when you get level synced, it strips off all your buffs, except for all of the buffs that you can give yourself. Food buffs will stay, but if you've got like a regen on yourself, and you change jobs, you'll lose the regen. Grab the key. They got the key. Open the sealed blasting door. We go. Wait for everybody to get on the lift. Lift. And we've got more trash. Now, Copper Bell is one of the few dungeons where some mobs will just stop chasing you. These two groups, if I continued running, would stop and reset. But since we all look like we need experience... Oh. So, you can get a character to high level without ever having healed a dungeon with the Arcanist. The Arcanist is a job that... Well, the Arcanist is the class that splits into Scholar. This person is, and Summoner. So the Arcanist is essentially an experiment that they did not like having to balance between the two. There's a lot of history there, especially with the community and whatnot, and one of my friends is very vocal about what they do, how Sculler has gotten no love. So we're gonna do a stun and a stun. Move out of the AoE. Grab that guy. Now, the first boss in Copper Bell is... You fight a bunch of waves of monsters, and then you fight the boss, and the boss, as the tank, don't care what class you are as tank, you can make the fight go a lot shorter by stunning the boss when he starts casting, oh, I don't know what the skill name is. It basically makes him more impervious to damage, so he takes like 20% of the damage that is inflicted, but he only starts casting it at about half life. So getting him down there first works, and then stunning him when he starts casting it. And you'll notice that, you know, as we progress through the dungeons, they start using more skills that have to be dodged. And each dungeon will be different. With the abilities of the enemies. There was even one dungeon where you had to there were gremlins that would go around and they would basically hurt people's feelings, and the only way to get rid of the debuff was to target them and type /console. Which, you know, most people don't know. But it was something that hasn't been done since, so... Sometimes things are good to be tested out, but they don't survive. Because nobody likes doing it. Unless you've got that specifically queued up on your hotbar. Okay, first boss. Start by killing Spriggan. And... boss is kind of annoying as a tank because actually, party's doing what they should be doing in this. That's standing together. This way everybody comes to the same spot. Okay, you see, I can't target it until it comes within view. So keep that in mind. I'm dealing with yawn. In dealing with these dungeons, keep in mind that if you cannot target the thing, there's a good chance that you can't see the thing from where you're standing. I mean, you can physically see it on your screen, but the pathing in the game won't let you select it. So, with what I was talking about with the Black Mage, he always got the blue swirling around him. And now it's the red. Switching between fire and the ice. To regenerate mana. Crap, I missed it. I was looking away when that happened, but somebody else got it, it looks like. Did your carbuncle interrupt that? Good. Good carbuncle. Got those. Don't need those. Now these guys, I'm just going to run through. Come on. They reset. Come on. Come on. Okay. Some enemies will reset. These guys, as much as I'd love to pull them down into one of the places that we're supposed to be going, these guys will reset if we get too far away from the center room. So when I said that some of these early dungeons had puzzles, you have to collect 12 ounces, or onzes as they say in the game, of fire sand to drop into the little powder cubby up there, and they drop off the blasting caps. When the blasting cap dies, like that, it drops some fire sand. So we'll pick that up. We'll go over to the other side and grab off of that one. I feel, you know, going through these dungeons and explaining the mechanics of the different fights and how to make it through the dungeon is helpful as well, because a lot of the old players like myself, we've been through these dungeons so many times, it's not funny. And, you know, even the ones that we don't go into often, because they're not in the roulette as much. Oh. Oh, thank you. Even the ones that aren't in the roulette as much, you still learn. There are things that people don't remember about them. Somebody gonna grab that? He's grabbing it. Okay. Alright, this boss, there is mechanics that have to be paid attention to. I'm going to basically hold threat on this thing. And the bomb, after about 20 seconds, will blow up. And it cuts it down into two. And we just repeat that. Now, second time it gets pulled, I will grab the bomb, and there's going to be an ad that appears right there. And if that thing gets close to the blasting cap, it'll destroy it. Or it'll attack it. Okay, that's the second split. There's going to be one more split, and then you can DPS down these things. Pink. Pull it over here. Sure to get everybody in there. And there we go. Boom. And now they are small enough that we can kill them. So this fight can be difficult if you don't understand what you're supposed to be doing. So why I explained it as we went through it. I want people to excel in the game. You loot the fire sand, you put it in the cubby, then you blast it. Now to spawn the bomb, you had to interact with the detonation timer thingy. The push, the plunger, that's the word. Now, there are going to be dungeons that you encounter that are not part of the main storyline. Mostly a lot of the side mission stuff. That makes absolutely perfect sense. The side mission stuff is stuff that's not part of the main storyline. Of course it is. That was me not doing what a tank should do, and that is, I had something behind me, but it's kind of a caster, so I don't think it matters. I thought I moved out of that fast enough. So, this is a dungeon where you can inadvertently pull a lot of stuff if you rush forward immediately after the second boss. There's going to be a lot of enemies. Come on. There we go. Now the last boss. The last boss is an actual boss. And I'll explain how you were originally supposed to do the fight versus how it's done now. So, because of the way that damage has been altered over the years, even low-level players have higher damage that they do. Like, this used to be a half-hour dungeon. And we're getting through it in about 20 minutes. So, mechanics have changed a bit, and they're going to change again come... Yeah, we'll go grab the chest for them. Somebody could use that. Wait, since I have all of them, did it give me the sword? It gave me the sword. Wonderful. Next would be... Oh, it gave me the shield. Nice, I've got all the gear. Slaves no more. Free, free. At the end of every dungeon, it will reward you with a piece of gear suitable to your class. It might be useful, it might not. Did it give anything? No, it didn't. Alright. So this guy... The original way you were supposed to fight this guy was... He's gonna run over and start attacking the boulder. And when he's doing that, he's basically making room for more enemies to come in. Adds will come out of the boulder, the hole that's left there. So he's going to attack this boulder, he's going to kill this boulder, adds will come out and they'll go over there and start attacking the other one that's over there, so that more adds come out. And originally you had to pick up the adds or tank this guy over by the adds so that you could like AoE it down, but by the time they break through to bring in more adds, he'll be dead. So, the second ad should be coming shortly, and it takes 2 of them to break that down, and we're already almost completely done. I mean, by the time it breaks, he'll be dead. So the original way is you kill the ads, but you can just tank and spank, and just burn the boss. Because the ads only turn on the players after that second boulder is down, and if they do break through, I'm ready to pick them up. That's why I got the camera in this angle. Leveled up. Him dead. And that is Copperbell Mines. I am going to have to download these videos and put them up. Oh, there's a song. I'm not going to be collecting the items on this character, so I'm not going to roll on those items. I have them all. I raided my mailbox before getting on. So these are all the remaining items that I can summon from my bonuses over the years. And I also have a few other things. So I got 2 commendations from that. And we gotta head back into the other direction, so I'm just going to teleport in. I'm gonna set this as my free location, so I can teleport to Ulda at any point for free. But yeah, I think I'm going to every dungeon I'm going to cut out and make its own separate video, just to be just to make it easier for people that just want to know which dungeon to go to, and maybe, you know, spread it out boss to boss. Your destination. Yep. Gotta go and talk to the Waking Sands. No. Quicksand? Adventurers Guild? Quicksand. Myself a little bit of fruit. Looks like we're gonna go into combat. You do have a natural regen over time. When you are not in combat, your regen rate goes up considerably. Your friends are just as weak as you are, if not more so. I remember actually having to put up a fight when I first went through this. The game has changed, but that doesn't make it any less enjoyable. Now, be warned, if you want to play a Viera, they still haven't fixed helmets on the Viera. So if you want to have a cool hat on your character, you're very limited. Viera and Hrothgar are like that. So be warned, if you're looking for a nice little glamour for yourself, headgear is limited for those 2 races. Every other race, you're good. Alright, we're gonna grab the next quest. You see, we're level 25, and we're only at level 17 for quests. But we are going to grab and do our job quests, or our class quests. We're going to go to the Gladiators Guild. So, things to keep in mind as well. Your job quests, you won't be able to partake in job quests until you reach a certain point in the storyline. So you can level your character up as much as you want, but you have to do main story quests in order to gain access to bigger, better things. Okay. Aid the injured gladiator at the Coffer and Coffin in central Thanalin. Map. Teleport. You know, I used to be one of those people that, you know, I used to be pretentious when it came to naming characters. You gotta come up with something original. Don't use something that... No, you can use whatever you want as your name, so long as you're not offending people. If you like a character from a certain anime or a certain cartoon or whatever, and you want to name your character after that, do it. If you need to put in, like, spell it creatively, do it. Because that character is yours, and you like it. And, you know, like, 10 years ago, I would not have given that advice because I was still in that you shouldn't be naming your character after certain things. No. You're allowed to name your character whatever you want. I've seen some really strange character names, but you got creativity. Sienna Snowdancer. That is a great name. It's an original name, but, you know, even if somebody is out there with a Kirito or something like that, it's still... Oh yeah, I'm doing the gladiator quest, that's right. It's like, why am I not pay me no mind there. So yeah, just name your character whatever you want within the naming guidelines of the server, of the game, I should say. Don't be offensive. Don't be a dick. Alright, so when we come to crafting, we will go and visit this guy. Ow. Map. Teleport. So glad it stopped asking. So I have some of the free tickets because of various things I've done in the past in the game. You can acquire the Aetheryte tickets that allow you to teleport anywhere for free. Uses 1 ticket per use. They're handy. But, yeah, there's, there was a time when doing so would, it would bring up the prompt, do you want to use one of these tickets in lieu of money when you're only spending 0 on it? So, glad they fixed that. So you want to be a pugilist. And you know, if I get some good traction on these videos, I will let the viewers decide what class to level next to teach with. Boomer McScoover. That's a name. Cannot be skipped. Not be skipped. Want to skip it though. I'm skipping it. I'm skipping it. Just skipping it slower than I normally can. See? I skipped it. Go to the Silver Bar. Silver Bazaar. Gate of Sultana because it leads to Western Thanalan. I never really paid attention to music in this game. The music that was just playing here in Thanalan, reminiscent of, music that was playing just before, and even right now reminds me of, Distant Shores from Final Fantasy XI. That is someone keeping with the Galka naming tradition. Adjective, noun. So, yeah, Nobuo Uematsu did a lot of the music for this. He's had health concerns, so he kind of stepped away from composing for a while. But most of the themes, most of the music is written by him. An earring? No, it didn't give me the... Give me a rope. No, that's previous. And you'll see I've got extra gear, but it's like... various things that I picked up through my time. Okay. Let us go. Duty. Oh. Something that is also important. Actually, I'd have to check. I think they fixed it. Never mind. Forget I said anything there. Might help if I got Iron Will on so I can pull thread off these people. Oh no, they slowed me. Oh, I can't taunt it. There we go. Pay attention to me, you ugly brute. But no, I wish that I could, this is one of those games that I wish that I could play again. In that I wish that I could play it for the first time again, because there's so much to learn, so much beauty in the game. Like wandering around the Noskia first time and just, you know, looking up at the buildings, the devastation of some of the stuff that has happened. The beauty was in, and you know, even with the new expansions, the new zones are just a means to an end, really. Instead of, you know, sitting there and, you know, taking time out to appreciate what you're seeing out there. We're going to turn to the gladiators here. You know, every time I teleport in, I just start taking off running. Gozer the Gozerian. See, that is someone that appreciates, I'm guessing, Ghostbusters. Have fun, enjoy, make your character yours. Right. Okay. Up the next quest. We have learned Rage of Halone because we hit 26. And we now have 3 attacks. Rage of Halone has become available. Going there, so we're going to take the Sultana's Gate again. Go to Gate of the Sultana, Western Thanalan. One of the... There's a lot in this game that I just absolutely adore. Feel the shame. We need to kill 3 of those turtles, but those turtles will appear at various locations throughout this zone. There's one right there. And most of these, like, high-level things are going to be docile. They just put them in the zones as, like, well, not everything out here is going to be easy for you to kill. I remember my first time coming across one of those, I was just like, I wonder if I can kill it. Level 6 to a level 12. No, I could not kill it. I learned that one hit took me down to like 1/4 my life left, so I ran away. Popped sprint and ran. Okay, there was another one along here. Giant tortoise knocked off the list. Gave me approximately 1/5 of my, or not 1/5, approximately 5% my level. level are you? It's a trap. Cough, cough, cough. And when you see somebody doing a quest, you can help them out, or you can start your own. I prefer to help people out because usually they're nice enough to help out with yours. And it doesn't put you out in any way, really. Now, teleport back to her. Teleport. We'll teleport again. Thought I got rid of the first playthrough. Tag, because that is... You know, it'd be nice if they had a teaching tag, so that you could say that you're doing a teaching video, or what I tend to do with sorry, joking. And when it comes to using these the tickets, I tend to use them only if I'm going to a different major area. Like if I'm going from Ul'dah to Gridania, or Gridania to Limsa. Because it costs a lot. I mean, open up the travel menu. 300 to Limsa. It's less to New Gridania because that's been quartered. Or halved. Right? Skip the cutscene. Now, when you enter into a dungeon, it is always good to take a look at what skills you can use until it becomes second nature, because each dungeon will have a level restriction. So you might be level 60, but if you go into a level 50 dungeon, you'll be synced to level 50. Hundred fists. Can we stun you? We can stun you. Don't know if it would kill me, but best not to take chances. Duty complete. Scene cannot be skipped, okay. Alright. So I will have to go and turn that quest in. Many months back, I was like, you know what would be kind of fun to do? What not to do in the game. And just be like, alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do this raid and we're to just completely do everything wrong. And, you know, get a group of people that are into like spending like a couple of hours wiping in a raid just for the memes, basically. Never came about happening because I go through depressions. I don't like it, but I do. That replaces my head and my... So let's do the heavy iron. Whip. I was wondering how they were going to handle these types of armor. You can't remove the headgear on this. Alright, so we've got that done. We are going to do the guild test. Okay, so we need to go and visit the Scions now. Don't know who the Scions are. You will after about, what, 10 hours in game? So, everything is very spoilery from here on out. So just a warning. The dungeons... The dungeons won't be. You'll have to do them for certain quests and whatnot, but aside from that, good. Hey, Scaphite. You look like you want to give me experience. Oh, and thick shells as well. How many thick shells do we need? Doesn't matter, we're killing 3. We're gonna kill these guys, and we're gonna enter the basic training enemy strongholds. Come on. There we go. Alright, so with this one, always refresh your tank stance. One, you've got to go through gates. First gate, you kill these things, you can go through. Second gate, you got to kill some enemies down there. One will spawn back here. Dodge their stuff. Through the gate. But we will smack him. Bring him to the midpoint. The lemurs appear there. And they decided to. Well, I'm not gonna fault them for staying back and killing them. That is actually what most people don't realize that. So, we're gonna pull the iron lever. I wish they would stop. I wish it would get rid of the confirmation on some of these things, because you really don't need a confirmation for pulling these items. Okay. Take out these 5. Now, the final creature in here, the boss that we're here to kill, the frog, went off. So it might interrupt me while I'm pulling the lever. So, how this was supposed to work is you kill the frog. The frog is going to go over and, like, attack the boulder to release some enemies out. But these days, it's just burn the frog. Does that. I do not like stunning this one because it keeps him in a damageable position for a while. You don't want to tank him near the boulders because that jump that he does, the leap, AoE, damages the boulder. And that's right, the lurkers can attack through the boulder as well. So I am going to stun him, then come here and gain aggro while they kill him. And duty's complete. So, that is how you do it. Before leaving, always talk to this person so you get the completion bonus. Once everybody has talked to him, then you'll be ejected like that. So. Where is everybody? Ah, they're in Zadnor. Zadnor endgame content for relic weapons. Okay. And now, things begin. Plow. Got a character on World of Warcraft named iPlow. Or a Tauren. And there she is, the adorable little You will either love her or you will hate her. There is no in between with this character. I think she's adorable. And be prepared to spend a lot of time at the Waking Sands, because this becomes the center point for a lot in the game. That's not really a spoiler in my book. Just telling you that there is a hiring a retainer. I can hire a retainer now. Retainers are going to be another... Oh, what is it? You get for not paying attention to the quest stuff.
I take it you will help us.
People, talk to people, advance quests. Camp Drivone, you say? Camp... Oh, before I leave. Okay. We are going to do a wonderful thing here. I'm gonna go back into Vesper Bay. So, there are some side things that you have to do as a quest to unlock things, and I know I've been avoiding doing a lot of the side quests that were like that. So, this one I feel is important for a lot of players. When you are level 15, I think it's 15 for both of them. When you are level 15, you want to come to... How far are we in the video? Okay, so when you're level 15, you want to come to the Waking Sands area in Western Thanalan and speak with this character, because this is going to unlock something that everybody, and I mean everybody I know, uses. So you are probably going to use it too if you're watching this video. Color your world. I'm not going to do the dialogue. I will let you do the dialogue. And the other quest is If I Had a Glamour. These quests unlock your ability to create glamour plates for your characters. And the ability to dye your armor. So we're waiting for the actions to end. If I Had a Glamour is done, and the completion should give me some glamour crystals. Yes, glamour prisms. You will need these if you want to do things, and it unlocked the glamour plates, which I do not have access to while I'm here. So, crafting tome vendor. You don't have to worry about this guy. He is a relic. Don't want that. We want a normal vendor. Or normal vendor here. So, items. Do you have orange juice? He has orange juice. 7 gil. So, to complete Color Your World, you come over to the vendor that right here, Merchant and Mender, and you buy the orange juice. Then you come and turn it into Sweargime? Sweargime. And then you will be able to start dyeing your outfits. Gives you a few dyes to start with. But, oh. Teaches you how to craft the glamour prisms, so you don't have to buy them. Alright, so, this is where you come to do glamours and dyes. You want the exact location, it's going to be 12.6 by 14.3. Well, 12.6 by 14.2. You've got that taken care of. That is an important thing, I feel. And you can start dyeing right away. But you have to have the dye in your inventory. Most dyes can be purchased from the market board. That's a new one. That is definitely a new one. Currently, Nulfica green dye. If you're a crafter, you can craft dyes. Give me some blue. Got that. Yeah, yellow, right? Bone white dye. I am going to apply rose pink. And when you are dyeing stuff, you want to pay attention to the little tiny circle in the upper right hand corner of the gear. If it does not have that circle, you can't dye it. So I can dye the gloves, I can dye the legs, but I can't, or I can dye the feet, but I can't dye the legs. Some weapons are dyeable. Some gear is dyeable, so some is already dyed as well, as you can see. The eye patch is brown. So yeah. Not everything can have its color changed, but most can. And that's it for the dye and glamour quest information for right now. Alright, we need to go to Camp Drybone, so let's open up the map. Teleport. So, as I'm progressing through this, I am Timer Dispeller. Now I'm going to keep an eye out for these types of quest markers. Because there are a couple of dungeons. Just have to be at level. Access. They are started by people like that. Retrieve Rise Corpses. And I got ahead of myself. I thought I was going a different space. I can't talk. Hey, it's things for me to kill. For experience. So, we will see if I can get to the trials tonight. Trials are another aspect of the game. Unlike dungeons, they are a single fight that usually takes 5 to 10 minutes, max. Got these corpses. Amelja! Come on, Harry Poppins. Love that name. Just do the AoE, everything dies. What are you, Harry? You're a gladiator as well. A ripe corpse. I was going to the graveyard first, but I realized that I have the corpses before I go to the grave. Having fun. Having so much fun. Jump! What I may do during off hours is come around and unlock all of the delete quests. But no, I'm not going to do that. I won't do that. I will go around and I will do that on Bard, since Bard is one that I will be teaching on my main if it comes up. You probably will. But then again, they've changed Bard from... I'm gonna have to relearn Bard. Low-level stuff. Oh well. I think the core things that I am talking about that I'm teaching here are not gonna change. Stats might, skills might, but the basics of what to do in certain fights won't. You know, popping cooldowns and stuff like that. Just gotta pay attention to a lot of stuff as a tank. Where the enemies are, where your people are, and the threat bars. It doesn't help that I've got the threat bars over here behind, that. My little cat blocker. Now we can go to the graveyard. Yeesh, I wish leveling had been this easy back in the day. What's funny is, I can still, if I do the roulette, I can still get a bonus experience. Skill tests, yep. 0 on the half shell. I will do that one. I think I'll just go through and do all the guild tests at a later date. Nope, not yet. Lay the embalmed corpse at the grave site. Oh, I gotta go up. Up there again. Oh. I have to go down. Or to go up, you must go down. Or not. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? I went up there, right? Am I missing something? I might be missing some. Yeah, there's the grave site. Oh, I am missing something. The god Stormwind. My first instinct. Okay, I'm blind. Yep. I'm just blind. Pay me no mind. It's not a common passage. Right, report back to the guy. Marquez. Howerson. Speak with Isambard back at the camp. Come on. This is just getting your name out there and doing some good deeds and whatnot. Yay. What level are we at? We're at level 19 quests. Go all the way north. North all the way. That guy's name is Limes Lemons. Or, yeah, Limes Lemons backwards. Oh, that is a Vandalist imp. There we go. Another hunt completed. When you learn the timing in the game, you'll learn when you can run away from something. Because there is a bit of lag, but it is, knowable lag. Toko. That's the second citrus-based name we've seen last 5 minutes. Uncombed urchin. Right. Orson. In a lot of combat, your level will be synced down. Actually, I think I should stop and talk about level sync for a little bit. Let me get to a point where it would be relevant. I wonder if there is any linguistic link between the term Gnostic and agnostic. There goes Harry Poppins again. It's raining rabbits. I'm curious. I'm pretty sure that Halitalia is one that I can enter without progressing the story, but could be mistaken. Oh, I want to go this way. Regardless, I think that I'm close to getting into Halatali. Echo Super Monster. Rainbird. Not Neko, Neko. Nova Crystallis. Goat's angry. Goats are not angry. Okay. The goats are not angry, so they shall not attack me, so I shall not. Hello, Thancred. Don't care what you have to say. We're scouting the Amaljaw. What do I have to do here? Gonna dodge through here, not get attacked. Grab the queer leaflet. He's probably gonna attack me. Yep. I stun him. Grab the item. And I flee. Super run away. Know what you're doing, you can get in, get your quest item, and get out. We run. We run. Run. Yui Sakura. Bard. Future Bard. Future Bard. Okay, we gotta go down. Gotta go down. Gotta go down swinging. Go. Okay. I know Halatali is the next duty that we can unlock. And Halatali, it's kind of linear. You'll see. Okay. For this quest, you have to equip quest items and then talk to people. How those ears get stuffed in that tiny little whatchamacallit helmet. Addleston. One thing that I would love to see in an MMO is more characters with the same name. Like, different characters, but, you know, you've got one John in an entire world of characters. Like, there's only one person with that name in the entire world. Really? Oh, yeah. Okay, last one is below me. In one of these buildings, probably this one. Yep. Recommended gear. Equip. Always remember after a quest where you have to equip some special item to change your gear back. Except that I've got to wear things again. Gotta go visit Thancred again. Hello, Billy. I see, even without my gear on, I can destroy. Old Goat Horn. Now, a lot of the items that will drop off these low-level monsters, worth hanging on to, or selling at the market. It might be a really cheap item on the market, or it might be an expensive item, because a lot of crafting items get used later on. So it's not like there's a new tier of crafting out, forget about everything that you've already made. Because wrong thing to do. I did not. I thought it was another one of those things, so. There we go. So if you are like mining silver, mining copper, getting stuff like the Old Goat Horn. The Old Goat Horn is used to make glues, which are still used in later creations. Hey, go back to the Waking Sands. I'm gonna go down and check the entrance to Halatali first. Possible that Sprout sitting on top of our... Okay, so... level syncing is something that happens in this game that you need to do. When you come up on a fate, you'll level sync and your level has been switched to 24. If you are tanking, automatically toss up your stuff. Tank form. Your tanking skill. And when you level sync, it doesn't matter what level you are, you will drop down to that level. If you're below the level, it won't sync you up to it. So don't think that you can go out and join fates that are above your level. And one aspect of the fate system is that if there are a lot of people doing fates in the area, it will take longer to complete. As in, you will need to complete more of the objectives in order to get credit. Because it allows for... It's to prevent the people that, you know, they run around and they would grief by, you know, killing everything really fast. It's actually an issue in the endgame area. The relic weapon place, because it doesn't have that same mechanic there. It's kind of turned off there. So you arrive, you maybe get 1 or 2 hits in before it ends, and then you can't get gold. Which can be frustrating. Very frustrating, to be honest. So, in a situation like that, it's best to be in a group. And occasionally, if there are events going on, they will do a fate group. Okay, we are 2 kills from the end, I think. Yeah. 1 more kill and this one is over. Okay. Men who see goats. 3,900 XP. So when I say you can level up doing fates, it's not going to be the fastest. But it does... You get 3 fates, and that's going to be, for me, 3 fates is 1/10 of a level. So it'll go faster. Okay. I'm not going to do that. If you really want to learn some of the very basics, they added in the smiths. So you can talk with them and join the novice thing that helps you learn various things in the game. I need to go to the Waking Sand. I'm gonna go to Ul'dah first, because I think that Halatali unlocks in Ul'dah. I think. If you're playing the game and you're just like grabbing all the quests you can, great. Grabbing the quests. It could happen. Oh, it could happen to you. Takes you to the gold saucer. That is a completely different. I will grab the quest now, but I'm not going to go there. I'll just leave it on my quest list as a reminder that that is something we need to do in the future. The gold saucer is where you can do stuff like race your chocobo. It's very similar to Final Fantasy VII's chocobo racing. And it's also kind of a pain in the butt. They added penalties. If you come in last, you get nothing. Because they had a slew of people saying, hey, these people are running through it and just like auto walking through it, so now even if you race your hardest and you come in last, you get nothing. So that is kind of Smith Minor. Okay. I don't know where Halatali opens up from, so we will continue. But the Gold Saucer is a place that you can get a lot of the extra stuff in the game. Purple Triad cards, which I don't have. Yeah, Gold Saucer, I don't have access to it right now. I haven't been there. Purple Triad, they have what they call gates, which are basically fates that you participate in at the Gold Saucer. I'll explain it all when we get there. It'll be easier. Hi, Midrogan. Katarina Marina. Lovely Bernie. Let me be stunned and try to gain aggro off of him. Might help if I turned on... There we go. As a tank, if you are doing something like this, why did you attack that one? So if you're a tank, it's best to try to take the aggro from people that are doing it if you can. Sometimes you can't. That's okay. And I've got a phone call, so I'm going to stop talking for a moment. Okay. Sorry about that. That is another citrus-based character. Have to field phone calls occasionally. You know how life goes. One Archstar. Queen Luxurious. Grogan Ayala. This becomes a lot less bothersome after you get your Chocobo. Cuts the time in half. Carnival. There we go. There we go. Okay, so to get into Halatali, you need to come and speak. Nedrick here. Accept the quest. And he'll have another quest later for Braving New Depths, which is Sunken Temple and Orm Vale. So we found the person that's supposed to give us the quest, and we got the quest. Okay, that was a shield. That shield looked like hair. So, if you're just starting up to, it doesn't matter what race you choose, it's purely aesthetic for you. There's no benefits for... $18 weapon coffer. Okay. There are no benefits for choosing one race over another, except for, you know, where your camera sits on the screen. But that can be adjusted as well. Alright, looks like we're going in for that. It's funny. I have 8 mounts I can't use. Okay. I'm 11 levels above them. They should not attack me. However, this rotting noble needs to die. It looked at me crossways. Okay, someone failed. Rather, someone probably got by a rotting corpse while they AFK'd because they were too low level. Okay, and the phone. One more time. Taking... My mother's in the hospital at the moment, so she's needing comforting words frequently, so that's why I go away for the phone calls occasionally. Let's kill this thing. And 20 more spawn. 7 more spawn. A lot of ammo jaw. You... That's why. Remember, folks, when you zone into a new area, reapply tank stance. Iron Will at the Pure Paladin. Alright, so we are at what is going to be the final thing for today's video. Full of Embers. A trial. Full of Embers is the first fight against a Freed. Now, yes, I can teleport out of here, but I'm just gonna wait. Shouldn't be too much longer. The fight against Ifrit. There are a lot of fights against Ifrit, so as things happen, I'm going to explain what's going on. Because it's just that kind of fight. Funny, when I started doing this, tank was not... There we go. Tank was not that common. I mean, it's more common... Anyways. At the moment. Okay. So if you enter a duty finder and you do not click on the I accept button immediately within the 45 seconds that the countdown is there, you will be kicked from the finder and you will get one temporary strike against you. I think if you get 3 strikes for withdrawing or not... Anyways. No, I won't skip this one, because Ifrit is kind of cool when he first comes out. Okay, I need to equip my actual armor now. I forgot I was still wearing the other stuff. When we get out of this... Other people are still watching. Recommended gear, equip. Alright, this is Ifrit's fight. It's a ring of fire. You can run and touch the ring. It's not going to hurt you. Other fights, that's not true. The ring can kill you. But in this fight, it's just a visual representation of the barrier of the outside of the ring. That'll help. Doing a ready check. just slash ready check to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing. Alright, before this fight, as tank, you want to grab Ifrit, and you want to face him away from the raid with your back up against the wall because of the volcanic burst. It'll knock you back. You'll get healed through everything as long as your healer is doing their job. You shouldn't need to pop cooldowns for defense, but pop the offensive ones as you can. Now, soon he's going to jump away. No, he's going to do an eruption, which is a targeted ground AoE that will damage the people that are around it. The volcanic burst that he does, or there's another eruption, you can see it over here. They run away, it goes boom, they don't get hit. Okay, fires the judgment. This. Okay, at this point, we switch to the nail. I'm gonna stand back here and I'm gonna shield lob. There we go. Gonna pull him back. If that nail does not get destroyed, then he comes and he does this, which is raid-wide damage. If the nail is still up when he does it, it's a wipe. Everybody dies. Oh. They just got Medica, I can tell. They tried to use it to heal us both by standing in front of the boss. You don't want to stand in front of the boss. Okay. He's got a ground explosion like that. And there should be a second one. Yes. You want to move immediately off and then back into position so that it doesn't move the boss at all. Somebody is stunning the boss. Okay. So, Ifrit is a relatively straightforward fight. There are just those few mechanics to pay attention to. Let the death happen. You don't get any loot from this trial. Usually most of the trials you don't get a loot from when you go through story mode. You have to do the hard mode in order to get the loot. I think Good King Moggle is an exception. There are a few exceptions. Okay, I'm going to bypass this because that's story related, and I want you to experience the story yourself. This is just for the game itself. So, I gotta say though, this is one of my favorite arenas because the lighting, it changes how your character will look, and yeah, it's just pretty cool in here. Love the eclipse. Yeah, they're watching the story, so we're just gonna exit. And I think we are going to find someone to raid now. I hope that you had a wonderful evening. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you're watching the video, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, put them in. I will do my best to answer them. Maybe not in a timely manner, but if I start getting questions, I will start doing it in a timely manner. But for now, we are going to bring it to the end. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Please be safe. I love you. I will see you soon. I'm gonna try to get some work done this weekend on making some shorter videos of just the dungeons, so keep an eye out for that. And just have yourself a wonderful night. Let's find someone to raid. Oh. My friend's playing this. How long have you been going? Oh, yeah. We're gonna go raid Miss Jones. She just started her stream. She's doing some Uncharted 4, so we're gonna head over there and show her some love. So, take care. I will see you all soon.